Guys, Indiana won, or did that not shock y'all?
I mean,
I thought they was gonna beat Miami.
But now you see why he stayed put. He realized what he has. He's like, you know what? I can contend for a national championship right here at IU, and I can get $11 million right here at IU. I don't need to go anywhere and try to revitalize a program when I can stay right here and stay with the program that I built.
I mean, I had Indiana win. I ain't want Miami win, especially we lost to Miami. It's like, nah, I ain't going for y'all.
We lost at both of them. It ain't matter to me. I was like, it's over.
If y'all had another shot at Indiana, would y'all win?
Pretty simple. I win.
Hello, guys, and welcome to Indiana Sports Connection. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here and being part of this community. So we got a great show for you today. Caleb Downs, and who is the brother of the great Josh Downs, who plays on the Indianapolis Colts, and also Carnell Tate, go on a podcast, and they reveal, we'll play the whole clip of what they had to say about how they would beat Indiana again if they would play them, which seems highly unlikely because we both know that they lost to Miami and Indiana beat both of those teams. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the rebuild process, what's going on with the Hoosiers, who are they bringing back? A lot of portal talk out there, but what core of players are coming back to put these portal players in with, and for Curt Cignetti to build the culture to go into that Ohio State game next year, which will be one of the biggest games of the entire year. We're going to talk about all that and more on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. But first, hit that subscribe button down below, turn that black subscribe button white, and make my dreams come true. Shove this video into the algorithm by hitting that thumbs up button. It pumps a video out to Hoosier fans across the country and across the globe. And Logman got his shirt, the Cignetti shirt. He won that, and he sent me a picture. And if you look at this picture in the corner, he works in Colorado at the Capitol building. And I wanted to share this because Hoosier fans are everywhere. If you look in the corner of that window, there he is representing it right there. Thank you, Logman, for watching the show, and enjoy your Curt Cignetti shirt. Also, 10% of the AdSense revenue on this channel goes to T2T.org. We do have a giveaway at, I believe it's 4,700 subscribers. I will be giving away another shirt, and I have a contest winner that I'll reveal at the end of the episode today, so stay tuned to the end for that also. And now, without further ado, let's get into talking about the Indiana Hoosiers. All right, Monkey, what do we got going on in Hoosier land? We got this clip lined up. We're going to play it here in just a second, but I just wonder, why do these people even say this stuff sometimes? You know, Josh Downs, thank you, Josh Downs. And maybe he's trying to stick it to his brother a little bit here, trying to put him on the spot, being that he's a Colt now and he's an Indiana guy, but he puts him on the spot. I don't think sometimes people realize how stuff on these podcasts gets blown way out of proportion, and I'm here for it. I'm going to blow this out of proportion because we need rivalry stuff. We need receipts taken against Ohio State. We're going to be playing them next year on October 17th, so there's no better way to kind of stoke the flames of this right now. Hillbilly Monkey, roll that clip of what they had to say about whether or not they'd beat the Hoosiers if they played them again. Roll it.
Guys, Indiana won, or did that not shock y'all?
I mean,
I thought they was gonna beat Miami. Like based off of our game and how they played us, I thought they was gonna win. I thought Miami's O-line and D-line would have to really just dominate for them to win that game. And they D-line they was snapping. I can't cap. But Indiana defensive front was playing good enough to win the game, so cool.
I mean, I had Indiana win. I ain't want Miami win, especially we lost to Miami. It's like, nah, I ain't going for y'all.
We lost at both of them. It ain't matter to me. I was like, it's over. I ain't there no more.
If y'all had another shot at Indiana, would y'all win?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Why you put your hand up like that?
No, I'm just saying maybe.
Yes.
No, maybe. That's what I'm saying. Who knows, though? They got a good team.
I will say, 80 Beckers. And he's tough.
That's Alec Pierce 2.0 right there.
He's literally Alec Pierce 2.0.
That's Alec Pierce 2.0 right there.
Contested catch over there.
White Iverson. Hey, White Iverson.
He been snapping, bro.
Hey, I told Nick, I was like, bro, this is the great white hope right now, man. I don't care about
This
Fernando.
man, no, it's crazy because that's what we call AP, Great White Hope.
It's Beckers, yeah.
I'm like, bro, each week he made like the DBs for the prior week feel less and less about them. So like, all right, he doing it this game. So like, it wasn't no fluke. So like,
bro, I'm telling y'all.
So yeah, some real podcast cringe right there. Thank you, Josh Downs, for putting him on the spot there and saying that they would beat the Hoosiers. We know that they would not beat the Hoosiers. I love how Alabama and Ohio State are undefeated in hypothetical games. They love to say how they would beat this team here, they would beat that team there. I noticed this, like, of all the teams we played on the road to 16-0, all of the blue blood teams that we played, like, and whether you think they're blue blood teams or not, but like Oregon, Alabama, Ohio State, Miami, even, they've had a lot of success in the past. All these teams told us, Hoosier fans, in the comment section down below, that they were about to annihilate us. I heard that over and over again from so many people. Just wait till that game starts. You have no idea what you're in for. You're going to get the ass beating of a lifetime. I heard that from so many people in the comments. I read that from so many comments, but it's like, for Indiana, we're just going to keep our mouth shut, I think. I think Cignetti is really the type of guy. He came in with a lot of fire, but from this point on, and I keep thinking, was this like a magical run for Indiana? And it definitely was a magical run. We are reloading this team, and there are a lot of parts from this team that were super important to the team last year that are going to come back and be on the team next year. We're going to get into talk about that in just a second, but Caleb Downs, he is a great player. These guys are going to the NFL. They're not going to have to deal with Ohio State playing Indiana next year. So them saying that on there, both of these guys are going to be gone from Ohio State. Thank God. Because I think, Caleb Downs is he's a football savant. He is one of the greatest players. This dude practically knows every single play a team's calling before they even call it. He is a great football player. So happy to see them not be on Ohio State next year, but also thanks for giving us some extra motivation for the game next year when you come to Memorial Stadium, because that will be a huge game. It's a rubber game where, Indiana went out there, 2 years ago, lost at the shoe to them when we had one of our better teams. But we all know what happened there with some of the rain coming down and the mistakes we made. Then we beat Ohio State last year on a neutral field, which was huge for Indiana. And that was monumental to see them get that done this year. And then next year we play them at Memorial Stadium. That rubber game is going to be huge. And Indiana needs a rival. They need a real rival. And Ohio State could be that rival because we're right next door. And they could be like our natural rival in a lot of ways. I know they probably think that they're so far above us that they never would be our rival. But Purdue is just not a great natural rival for Indiana in football because unless they get better somehow in the last couple years, Purdue they do not put up a fight against Indiana at all. So hopefully a new rivalry starting with Ohio State. But let's get into what is coming back for next year and why this is so important for the Hoosiers with all the dudes they got coming back and then the portal additions and how they'll be able to put this together. Yeah, so Carter Smith coming back, that is a massive win for the Hoosiers at left tackle. A massive win for the staff. The All-American tackle is the anchor of the offensive line and arguably the most important returning piece for whoever wins a quarterback job. He solidifies this entire thing by what he can do on the offensive line. Tyreek Tucker, who played on the defensive line, coming back. He is a huge piece that we have coming back. And I'm just trying to remind all of you that this team will not be completely dismantled. Yes, we're losing some key pieces, but we have key pieces coming back because Tucker, his decision to return provides continuity for Bryant Haynes and this defensive front, and it absolutely does because he got after it in the running game big time. Amari Farrell, as the safety position, was a breakout star in 2025. He is now coming back. He's the veteran leader of the secondary. Having him come back, huge. And then in the linebacker group, Elijah Hardy coming back. with veterans like Aiden Fisher and Jalen Walker moving on, Hardy steps into the spotlight as the primary playmaker at the second level. And Isaiah Jones is also coming back. And then the other dude that has been really getting better every single year, Mario Landino. And then the dude that filled in for Daly on the line, in Jabway, and he's got a weird name. And that dude's coming back, and we saw him step into a big role. So Indiana on defense has a lot of guys coming back and a lot of dudes. We're losing Pons, we're losing Fisher, and a few others. But Indiana is going to have another veteran bunch of guys with a lot of experience coming in on defense and offense for next year. And then on the offense, don't forget, Lee Beebe Jr. will be coming back. And we also have Martin at running back. He will be back as well. Tyler Morris and Charlie Becker, both of those dudes back. Charlie Becker will be a junior next year, but he's going to be one of the best wide receivers in the country. Charlie Becker will be by the time we get into next season also. And Nico Radicic, having a great kicker is so critical in these games. Ask Ohio State when they missed that last kick. And you don't know when you get in these playoff games how important it is to have a kicker you can rely on. And Radicic has been in a lot of big games now. So I like the confidence you have in a kicker who's been put in a lot of big spots. And then, I mean, you can't talk about next year's team without talking about the 3 top players they got in the transfer portal. Josh Hoover coming in at quarterback, who has the most RPO throws out of anybody. So that's Signetti's guy. Nick Marsh at wide receiver, who can fill in for Surratt and play on the opposite side of Becker, is huge for Indiana to get him to come in. And then AJ Harris, the cornerback from Penn State, should be able to step into a role as a leading corner on this team right away. So why does this all matter for Indiana? Indiana has built a culture of production over potential since Curt Cignetti has been here at the Hoosiers by keeping All-Americans like Carter Smith and adding veteran producers like Josh Hoover. The Hoosiers are currently projected to have a top 10 transfer class and widely considered a preseason favorite to contend for the Big Ten title again in 2026. Ohio State, that rivalry game, that is going to be one of the biggest games on our schedule next year. It's actually one of the biggest games out of all of college football for next season. So think about that as an Indiana fan, as an Indiana Hoosier football fan, just what that means for Indiana to have games like that, to have fun games like that on the schedule. And, we'll be waiting for it next year because just like Carnell Tate and Josh Downs, Caleb Downs said, they would beat Indiana if they played them again. It's like, well, you'll get a chance to play next year's version of Indiana on October 17th, and we'll see what you can do. But Hillbilly Monkey, what do you think about the Hoosiers and the team that will be coming in for 2026 and everything like that?
Carved from the sands of the Wabash River and formed into a monkey lamp that's sold at Home Goods. It's the Hillbilly Monkey Perspective on Indiana Sports Connection.
Well, it's the year 3 reload for Cignetti. I don't see any fall off from any of these guys. He's going to be able to assimilate. And yes, read my lips out there. Assimilate. It don't just happen when people come to the country. It will happen when people come to the Indiana Hoosiers. So you got to change your ways. You got to start working out more. You got to start eating better. You got to start doing everything the Indiana Hoosier way. And these guys will fall right into place with the veteran leaders we got coming back. And then also guys from the outside that will be leaders on this team next year, like Hoover. That Cignetti will get the most out of these guys when they bring them in. And look, we have enough of this core in place to have guys really, really believing that Indiana is going to be a thing into the future. And year 3 is where it really kickstarts right here.
And the contest winner for the t-shirt from Home Field Apparel is First Stone of the Vineyard. Stone of the Vineyard. Your name is on the screen. Email me at indianasportsco@proton.me and I will send you your shirt out from Home Field Apparel. Thank you so much for watching the videos. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, I totally agree. I think this 3rd year is so critical for Cignetti, for the team, just for everybody involved, that you can show a sustained success. You had that first year, you had everybody laughing in your face. You had an undefeated, unbelievable season. Yes, that's unbelievable, but you have got to keep it going. And for Indiana to really have sustained success over like a 5-year period, you'd say, okay, they've been really good now for half of a decade. But having there be no fall off this year and being able to get into the college football playoff again is so critical for recruiting, for everything going forward, that you can show, yes, year over year over year, Curt Cignetti in Indiana can build a program, can build a team that's going to compete at the highest level. And I'm here for it. I love watching this. I love the rivalries. I love that, like those guys said that, because we need more rivalries. And I love how the rivalries in college football are still the way they have been throughout all of history. And a lot of other sports have kind of lost their rivalries and whatnot. We're here for it with the Indiana football and having a new great rivalry with Ohio State. That rubber game is going to be absolutely electric. Buy up all the tickets, because you know Ohio State's going to try to get to that game, and they're going to try to shove us out of those seats at our own stadium, because they love to do that. But, you know, we got a great fan base as well, as everybody saw in these playoff games. But thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. Until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.